Man, this is terrible, y'all. We can't even get into the bank. First, it took us 45 minutes to find Wells Fargo, thanks to our trusty little phone GPS that ain't shit.
Good morning. Hi, how can we help you folks today?
I need to make a deposit.
Make a deposit, I can help you write the total.
Pretty good. I need to make a deposit. Let's see.
That's what you ought to get you one of them cards.
The same thing.
Oh, it is, ain't it? Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and enter your card.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead and enter your card. Your PIN number again.
All right. Licensing is back on that.
It's still not processing. Is there another way you can pull up my account?
No, good night.
Did it go through?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's another bank. She's over here to the back there.
Do you have your ID with you? Because that card is not working.
Yes, I do.
Can I enter your card?
Sure.
Yeah, is the alarm still, is the alarm still on in the mortgage?
I don't know, it might be actually. I just have to skip to one spot. All right, here you go.
So it looks like your account is closed. Have you used your account?
I'm all the way under your.
Yeah, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been a while, but yes, I have.
When was the last time you did a transaction?
I just had a transaction probably a couple days ago.
Okay. I'll just have you sit with the banker first to see why it's closed,
Mm-hmm.
so they can reopen. We can do that deposit for you. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. Just hang out in the lobby and your tenant will be with you in a minute.
How long is it before they close it without any?
That's based on why it was closed, and that's where they left the foods. They'd be able to show where your contract's will go.
I hate Band-Aids. So they're pretty much gonna tell me I need to open up another account. Rather than close it, I just had a transaction. When I set up my store,
Yeah,
I linked it so that they can do the deposit and withdraw
right.
to make sure it was active, and they did that.
So here we need to look into an account for you?
Yes, please.
Okay, if you want to come over my desk, we can definitely sit down and look at it for you. There you go. And who has the account that got closed out?
Mine.
Yours? Okay.
Yes. And how long does it take before you guys actually close the account without any activity on it?
So it just depends on what the actual balances were and things like that. Was it at a negative balance at all ever?
No, it
No.
shouldn't have been.
Okay. Was it a zero balance maybe?
Yeah.
Could have been 60 days. So if it's at a zero balance for 60 days, that's when it does close the
Because
account.
I just had a transaction on it a couple days ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look into it real quick and we'll find out why.
Those suckers are good.
Take as many as you want. Let's see. Yeah, so this account was closed actually July of last year. So it's been a good 7-8 months.
That's ridiculous.
How did you transact this stuff?
Right. Because I have a store, and in order for the system, the online part of the system, to finish the activation as far as the transactions, like say if somebody was to purchase something, they have to send money to that account.
Well, this account has been for a while now. There hasn't been any transactions going in or out of it.
I wonder where did it go?
Right. Can you tell if any
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here is that
Why
there
is
was
there
a negative $9 balance whenever the account was closed out on the 20th
it
of last
never
July.
showed me that online when I checked my account.
Well, and this is the final statement. So in order for us to look into opening an account for you, of course, we would need that $9
The
to be.
$9, no problem.
Do you want to go ahead and make that deposit now?
Yes.
And then, okay. Let
And
me
just-
grab a deposit slip for us really quick. Give me just a moment, okay?
Now I want to know why I was charged $9. If there's no transaction on your account, where the $9 come from? How do you end up in the negative? Where did the $9 charge come from?
Let me see that. Write that down real quick. Okay. Let's look into the last couple statements before that, and we'll see what happened with it. So it was in that month. Okay, so this is what happened. So with the purchases that were made, when this account was opened up, of course, there's a $10 monthly service fee that the banker talks with you about. And I guess after the 2 months of it being open, there was nothing to help avoid that monthly service fee, which would be 10 debit card swipes, a direct deposit going into there, or a minimum balance held to be able to avoid that $10 monthly service fee. So you're at $1.52 on the 21st. That monthly service fee hit of $10 and put you at negative $9.32.
So now I got a question. Is there an overdraft fee?
No, there wasn't an overdraft fee on this. All there was that $9.32 that was negative.
Okay, so what's the 1978 coming from then?
That's the total amount of withdrawals on that account that month.
Okay.
So you had a $7.20 balance starting the month, and you had these transactions for $3.26 at QT, another one at Food Mart on 39th for $5, and then the $1.52 at QT with that $10 monthly service fee. put it at total of $19.78 charged on the account for that month. So that's why we sit at the negative $9.32 now.
Right. Okay.
So, and definitely too, if we can get this account reopened up for you today,
Okay.
I'll definitely go over everything, make sure you're aware of everything that would hit the account as far as fees and things like that go, just so you know how to avoid them.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Do you guys have
wanna-
like a booklet or something like that for that?
Yeah. So I'll have
Let's
a,
do that.
yeah, there's a printout and everything too. It'll go over everything. We'll touch base on all of it.
Yeah, no, just give me the paperwork. It'll be easier if I take time to read it myself.
All right. So would you like to make that deposit then and bring that account to a zero balance? Okay.
Yeah.
What is it? I don't think it's a whole lot, but it's something
Is it Comedia?
Uh-huh.
Is that how you pronounce it?
So we have to, so there is a.
811. Okay.
This is
If you want
236.
to jump to the tel line with me really quick.
Sure.
What we're gonna do is we need to just deposit the $9.32 to bring that to a zero balance, and then we can come back here and begin opening.
So I wonder, you guys can't track where that money went from my store?
From your store? Well, that's the thing. What platform do you use to transfer the money? Is it through eBay? Is it or through?
No. God, Jesus.
Because you would. I mean, there's been no deposits on this account since it closed out. Anything that comes into this account when it's closed just bounces back.
Because I have a
To
card
wherever it
reader
came
that
from.
attaches to my phone.
I'm sorry?
I have a card reader that attaches to my phone, and I also have a store.
Is it through
And they
Square?
pay through, yes, I do have Square.
I would
there a problem
I would
with
check those platforms. No, I would check those platforms. There should be a running balance on there then. I know when my mom owns her own small business,
Right.
she did not realize that when she was using Square, there was a balance being built up on that account inside Square.
Oh,
And so instead she thought it was being deposited into her checking account, but it was just sitting there.
oh,
So that's probably what's going on. I know that there's been nothing, I mean, when deposits come into accounts that are closed out, they just get pinged and bounced right back to where they came from.
okay.
So,
Check those platforms.
Yeah.
I want your business card too, just.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, give us just a moment though. You just take care of the drive-through.
Yeah, no, no. This way I can kind of track where that went.
Yeah.
I don't,
We just got an account that is closed out, but we're bringing it to zero balance with this $9.32 we need to take care of. So there's her IDs. I'll go ahead and hold on to that. You don't need that.
is it $9 even?
$9.32.
Let me put it this way.
You can get change for you if you don't have any change. But
I should have some change. Oh, nice. Guess the rest you I don't like using PayPal.
yeah.
They charge too much.
Yeah. So does Square give you a debit card too that you can use from that account?
No, it just automatically supposed to deposit into the account.
Is there?
As
Okay.
long as I upload the
Yeah.
routing and account and stuff.
We've got cash going in?
Yes.
So $9.32. There's the change right there. That nickel was a little bit over.
Oh, God, I'm sleeping. I did give a 46. 32. We'll be alright.
Is that 30 cents back for you? Thank
More
you.
pennies, yeah. So what's the minimum balance that I can keep in this account to keep
Minimum
from being
balance. So the thing is, when the balances drop to below zero,
Mhm.
after 30 days, the account's
It's-
going to close,
it's
or
gonna
60
shut.
days, the account's going to shut down.
Okay.
Whether there's activity in it or not. I mean, as long as it sits at a negative balance, it's going to close out. As far as anything else, I mean, as long as there's activity and you keep it at a positive balance, the account's not going to close out.
So what if I don't have any activity, but I'm just continuing to put money in it?
Well, that would be activity.
Oh.
If you're depositing, yeah, any deposit or withdrawal is
well,
activity, is
yeah,
considered
yeah.
activity.
Okay.
So, but say you have a balance though, and you don't do anything with the account for a while. After 11 months, it goes into what's called a dormant status, which all you need to do is come in and make a deposit or withdrawal in the branch, and then you can bring it back to active status. But that's after 11 months of no activity.
Right, right.
So
It's just
that's
sitting
usually,
there.
I mean, unless this is this an extra account for you that you're just stashing money away at a different
Right,
institution, you know, no one really has that happen to them. So,
Alright,
Yeah.
so that is in there, is your ID and that's
All right.
for it.
All
thank you,
right.
appreciate it, Courtney.
Yeah, of course.
Now, what's the amount that you anticipate us to the opportunity weakness program? How are you thinking about some of your other, have you had any other accounts at other institutions,
Why would that be?
bank accounts?
No, why?
No, just because it's, because that was a negative balance.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it takes a couple days for the system to reflect that you paid it. So I don't know, it shouldn't give us that issue, but if it comes to opportunity accounts, we'll discuss that when it comes to it. But let me run your information real quick and we'll see if there's, I don't anticipate this being an issue, but.
Well, I'm just saying, I kind of like how you had me pay the balance really quick before you told me that.
No, we would just have to wait a couple days. If we, but opportunity accounts are still accounts that we can use, it's just there's restrictions to it, but. See, are we wanting to look into a savings account as well, or just do a checking today?
The same thing I had.
Okay.
There's a store on, Oak Park.
past the screen. Okay. Okay, so the system's giving me an error at the moment. However, I did update your identification information, which was just putting this information in. So if I could get a signature from you really quick, I'm gonna have to log out and log back in to try and get past that screen.
What's the signature for?
The signature is for just updating your identification and everything. So I just put this information in, your IDs. Is all that we're doing the signature for.
See, you just lost my track. That little shenanigan we just played, so I'm not sure what you're doing.
Well, okay, let me go to the sheet. The summary has everything on it, so.
Oh, I know you're busy. You sent that thing to me in the mail. Is that you?
I'm sorry.
You sent me that in the mail that I got checked.
If you have to restart it, why do you need my signature to do it?
And I signed it, that I got checked. You're gonna get it in 7 to 10 days. I never got.
Was it a summary that you received?
Uh-huh.
Okay, they send those to you now, even if the system, did we sit down and try to look into order checks for you, or did we order checks?
You can order checks.
Okay, yeah, that's just a
Oh,
summary.
okay,
that
I
sent
did,
you
I
the
tore it
memo.
up. I figured it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so yeah, this is the summary of what we did, which was just edit your identification, and so we just updated your identification information in the system.
What's that?
Oh, this is just the error message that it gave me. So when I was updating your information, I printed it off, because this is why I couldn't get past the screen. So that's why I just need a signature really quick so I can clear the session up, and then I can log out and log back in and attempt to get past the screen again.
Yeah, sure. That's a third. Let's see, man, we might have one. My mom never complained about it hurting me. When my brother came out of college, they were in the same job with my dad, and my dad was a doctor. I don't know why I can't see because her mother lived up there. So, he's going to God. My dad's a doctor, yes. Should I give you my daughter's license? You know me. I don't know. All big bills except for well, I just went to the store. Nothing too
This is my account, checking or saving?
It was a checking account. Mhm.
My checking account's still free, right?
Checking account's still free. There are monthly service fees on our checking accounts that we show you ways to avoid the monthly service fees. But each of our checking accounts do have monthly service fees on them.
I'm talking about as far as the setup.
The setup, no. No, there's no fees or anything for the setup. It was just, we need that $25 opening deposit just to be able to start the account activity.
Right.
So, Okay, so yeah, what it's coming back is saying you are eligible for an opportunity account. What that means is it's a second chance account that could be because of the negative balance that we had in that account before. They may need a day or two to be able to clear that from our system. If you would like to wait a couple days to see if you qualify for our normal accounts, we can. But this account will still be, we'd still be able to open an account for you today.
What's the
There'll just be a little bit of
difference between the
restrictions. So with the opportunity account, you wouldn't be able to, if you brought in any checks that were from different banks, different institutions, say Bank of America or Citibank check, we would be able to deposit it only. We wouldn't be able to attempt to cash it. So we could deposit it though. Usually the money's still made available the next day. And you still have, of course, with direct deposits, you still have availability of those funds that same
What's
day.
the long term? Say I deposited, how long will it, can it take?
Can it,
before
well,
shows
and
up?
when we first open the account up, there's a possibility if you bring in a check that has a large amount, there could be a 2-day hold on it, possibly up to 7. But if it's under 1,000 or 500, it'll be made available the next day, most likely.
And what are the other restrictions?
So the other restrictions are that you can't do, let me see, you can't do mobile deposits. With the opportunity account, yeah, so you can't attempt to do cash back on those checks either. You would only be able to, of course, deposit them. But besides that,
Will this affect my store, is what I'm trying to.
no. No.
So if
The
people
only-
make
if you have-
purchases and it does a direct deposit that way,
Yeah, if it does direct deposit and everything, that will count towards one of the ways to avoid the monthly service fee as well. So if you do get that direct deposit set up, yeah, you'll be able to avoid the monthly service fee as long as it totals $500 or more each monthly service fee period.
I'm sorry,
The-
say that again?
As long as it totals $500 or more of the direct deposits for that month.
So I pay a $10 fee every month if my monthly total deposits aren't 500 or better.
Or you could swipe that debit card 10 times and that helps you avoid the monthly service fee as well. So 10 purchases with that debit card will avoid the service fee too. It's either that or keeping a minimum $1,500 in that account.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. You want to go ahead and do that, the opportunity account? So just to let you know a little bit more information about those accounts.
What
After
are
a
the bad
year,
parts of that account?
so after a year is when they begin to assess these accounts. So you'll have this account at least for a year. After a year, our back office periodically begins to assess them. And if you've kept low amounts of overdrafts, low amount of insufficient items on the account, they would then attempt to graduate it to everyday checking. But it's our back office that does it. It's nothing that we can initiate here at the branch. So our back office periodically evaluates them and graduates the ones that qualify.
I feel like it's something that I'm missing, something that's not being told to me because it's a difference between the two accounts.
Yeah, and it's possibly, so you said you haven't had any bank accounts at any other financial institutions, correct? So it's possible that if we give this a couple days and let this payment that we just made to bring this account to zero clear, it's a possibility that you could come in Friday or Monday even, and we could get you
Yeah, I'm not
set up with
driving
an
back
everyday
out here
checking.
anytime soon.
I'm
So
sorry?
I'm trying to keep from having to drive back out here. anytime
Okay.
soon.
Okay.
Stay out here. I'll stay in the city,
Okay, what part of the city are you in?
the inner city,
Okay.
east part.
So what brings you to Wells Fargo then, since it's such a
Well,
long
because
distance away?
it'll keep me grounded. Let's
Okay.
put it that way.
Just because you're a little
I don't
farther
like
away
Bank-
from your bank?
Well, I don't like Bank of America.
Okay. Did you have an account with them?
No, she has an account with it. My mother does, and for that matter, I work for the credit card company, the department that regulated the interest rates. And Bank of America got the shit screwed out of it.
Okay.
A little too much.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely something we can move forward with this today if you like.
So, I can come in at any point and close this out if I need to. right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
do that then.
Okay.
Let's do that. Is there any penalties on that?
This account?
If say 3 days from now,
You feel like,
I want to close it out.
no, there's no
Okay.
penalties. No, you just have to be here present in the branch to close it out.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just want to go through that information. for the time being.
Probably, so you didn't lose anybody. The year before, you just did like $6,000 the year before. So yeah, that's what's going on. Well, you can change that every year, but you need to, we have to do it like before February 28th. So like next year, like we want to switch, we would fix the account, change the fixed interest rate, or we could stay what we are in, or we can split it up to do like part of it, one of it is not market, part of it is fixed rate. We have to do that like in February.
So how do you guys, what's the interest rate on you guys' CD accounts?
What's the interest rate on our CD accounts? It just depends on the amount that you bring over.
2,000.
And the 2,000, we could do if it's from a different institution. Well, that amount still needed 5,000. We could do.
What's your minimum?
We could do 2,000. It's just I was thinking of our new money rates, which are a little bit higher, but you have to have a minimum 5,000 for those accounts.
So what's the interest rate on 2,000?
Let's see.
You can't lose, but you can. Right. Right. You can change that, so you have a contract. So we can change that every year.
How are you doing today? Good.
So the month, the fixed interest rate. You can go, change that.
Yeah, we are, in the process. Yeah. If somebody comes in and they wanna do an auto loan, like I could pay that, we have to direct them to that part of that, and do the application. After agency.
Yeah, it just depends on the term and everything, but we could do 6 to 11 months at 0.4%.
And the only exception.
If we do a year or more, we can get
We're
it.
gonna talk about it more next week.
If that's the correct category.
10 years.
No, 12 months.
No, I'm asking for a 10 years.
Oh, no.
10-year stretch?
No, I'm
1.29%.
Hey, y'all stuff is low. Let's get on that account.
Okay.
Missoula's is 2.5. And that's still pretty low considering.
And that's why we did this.
All right, let me go grab that account number for us real quick. We'll be right back. Okay.
No, I mean, that's what the module. Yeah, that's gonna come down.
I don't know how she could keep kids awake, because this ain't keeping me awake.
Who?
I said, I don't know how she could keep kids awake.
Oh, you sleepy?
I'm eating this cake and it seems like I'm getting sleepier.
Yeah, I figured eventually. I didn't want to ask you any questions, but I don't want to leave until I get my interview. Just certain shit. This dude already done proved to be sneaky as shit. I ain't paid that damn $9 only to tell me, well, guess what? It may be. No, don't do that. I mean, I would have paid the little fucking ass $9 anyway, but shit, no, you just. That irks me. I don't like sleepy people.
Well, because you have this already in place. So it's basically all. And but they do have like.
So were you, when you had the account open beforehand, were you using the online banking app?
Yes.
Were you? Okay. What do you like most about it?
The fact that I didn't have to come in the store, I could check my balance.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Are you aware of some of the other features that are on there, such as you could actually access your account if you didn't have your card with you? You need to get to an ATM. You could actually get an access code for Wells Fargo ATMs to be able to access, the ATM
didn't
without the
know
debit
that.
card. So yeah, that's a really cool feature. As long as the card's still active,
Right.
you can definitely use that feature. You can check your FICO score on there if credit's important to you. You know,
Yeah,
there's
how many
budget
credit
and spending.
inquiries do you guys do?
How many? What do you mean? How many? You mean
hard
like for
inquiries.
this?
Yeah,
This for opening an account is just soft inquiry.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah.
Because I've been told that before, and 12 points mysteriously disappeared off my.
Really? Were you
Because
trying to
of
get a
a
loan or anything
inquiry.
like that?
No, it was for an account.
Really?
A
Okay.
savings and checking account.
Really? Well, yeah. These are just soft credit pulls, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. And yeah, one of the other main features for these opportunity accounts is that when let's see here. And so with the debit card, you're not able to overdraft on the debit card either. So anytime that you don't have the funds in the account, it's gonna just decline the card.
That's good.
Okay.
Yay, no overdraft fees.
Mm-hmm.
Getting ridiculous. How much is
It is $35.
That's retarded. So you overdraft $1, you gonna pay them $35 for taking $1.
It's actually would have
Over
to
here.
hit negative $5 negative before.
Oh, that's still.
Yeah, it's still a little pricey though.
I'm gonna borrow $5 from you, but I'm gonna give you $35 back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you add the 5 together, I owe you $40. Or the central banking system is.
Are you still at 4644 East 43rd Terrace? Okay. If you could go ahead and just confirm that information for me, and would you like to walk out of here today with a temporary debit card?
I can't keep the same one.
No, this one's closed out.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta
Yeah,
look
so they'll be
personally.
sending a new debit card to you in the mail.
So how you been? How's your son?
So you're gonna give me a.
Temporary.
One that I
So you can get a temporary card today that's
So,
not gonna have your name on it, but you will have access to your account while you're waiting.
Right. Now I got another question. When I use oh God, I just lost my whole train of thought. Go ahead. I'm a little sleepy. Yeah, how long does it take for the money to show up when I deposit it? If I do it today.
For the cash will be on there immediately.
Okay.
So you'll have access to it immediately whenever you deposit.
Alright. Remember we had that problem once? Yeah, to be on there, this was like 15, 20 years ago. At Bank of America. And I asked that lady, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I said, how long will it take before I can use the money that's in my account that I just deposited? Oh, you can use it immediately. I walk out the door and use my ATM card. I got a bunch of overdraft fees.
Yep, she can tell you the truth.
She didn't.
Because the bank that I went to yesterday, now they told me that if you deposit it for noon,
That it'll be there.
it'll be on there after 12. But if you deposit it noon and later, it won't be on till the next day.
Yeah, she straight up lied. It was that same bank though, that same branch.
Mm-hmm.
So with these opportunity accounts as well, there's one other thing I do need to touch base with on. The debit cards do have daily purchase limits, so you can only purchase $500 per day on these cards. So otherwise, after that, the card for the day at least will get declined.
Okay.
If you go over that
would I
amount.
be able to come into the?
Yeah.
Okay. That
Yep,
would-
you definitely can come into the branch, and you also have $310 daily ATM withdrawal limit, which is separate from that.
Mhm.
So if you do hit that purchase limit, you can always go to an ATM as well and still access that cash.
Okay. Go home and take me a nap.
Well, I won't be able to take mine.
Well, it's only 9, so.
I got it. Well, I could, but then I bet no soon I'm going to sleep when Barbara called. The movers will be there.
I was about to say I can take the phone off of her. If I do that, then she's gonna be hot.
You have to catch a cab.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. I forgot about Marvin.
Okay, she wanted me to come over there and just wait. I told her, no,
Bet
you
I
ain't
don't.
got no place for me to be comfortable in.
Right.
I can't be comfortable in a fold-up chair.
Right, girl, come on, get a couch. See, you could have got a couch, a pillow, and a blanket, and that'd have been cool.
Well, she said somebody done gave her some living room furniture.
All right, We'll just need to get a signature there. That just states that you did receive the customized summary that I'm grabbing right now. I'll be right back with you.
Yeah, she said, you know, she gonna have to get somebody to move that to her apartment.
Mm.
But she didn't want to bring it to that apartment because of the roaches and stuff there.
Move that bad boy to that daggone apartment and have that moving company move their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She should have did that.
Excuse me. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can sign that now if you want, or we could just go over this real quick. So this information here does show everything that we set up for you today. With the opportunity checking account, we did talk about the $10 monthly service fee, and we were discussing that if that direct deposit doesn't work out, we definitely have that option of the 10 debit card swipes to avoid that monthly service fee. So we also got you set up. Online bill pay just kind of goes along with online banking. Direct deposit form we have printed off for you as well. You can use that with the app that you're running your business through, or the company. You can set that up with them with the routing and account number. That way they can
Change all that.
start
Wow.
depositing to this account. As far as that debit card, will take about 5 to 7 calendar days to arrive to you. And let's see here. Besides that, this is your account application, so it has all your information on here: account number, type of account we opened up for you, and your contact information. Just do want to make sure this stays in a safe place. It does have your social security number there on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Just want to make sure that doesn't get in the wrong hands. This is just some basic account information with our account agreement here.
Does it do anything for my credit?
Well, it doesn't really help the credit score, but it does. You now started a history with Wells Fargo, which with having that banking history, they can now see. If you begin to save money, of course, Wells Fargo will be able to see you're saving money. If you do inquire for a loan, that will be a positive thing for you. So definitely, it doesn't directly affect your credit, but it can indirectly help, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we have that direct deposit form printed off for you, and we have your routing and account number right here, and then also the debit card information. So we do have the daily ATM withdrawal limit and that daily purchase limit as well here. So besides that, though, there's the basics of it there. Let's see here. So if we could get a signature from you real quick. That just states you give us permission today to get this account opened up for you. And then here are some of the other fees and things like that on the account. So if you ever need a cashier's check or money order, anything like that, there are costs for those. Let's see here. If we have any returned items or anything like that.
Yeah, gonna stop payment. Don't do wire transfers, money orders, $5 each. Cashiers. What is this? Cash deposit return.
Yeah, so if you have any return items on there, so say a check bounces or something like that and it gets returned, there's $12 per item on that. Okay. And I do like to always make my customers aware as well with how you can't overdraft on this account and everything else. That doesn't mean there aren't ways to overdraft on this account. There's still a possibility of it happening just because of all these systems working together. It's not perfect whenever debits and credits hit accounts. Sometimes some lag for a day or two. And while it's been approved at the pump already, like especially purchases at the pump and automatic payments that I have coming out of my account are two of the worst culprits. It may take a day or two to hit the account, but it's already been approved.
Right.
So while that is waiting to hit the account, if you do use those funds that are in there, then the other transaction that you did 2 days ago was already approved. It's going to hit the account anyway. So just so you're aware, if you make any purchases, it looks like, I may have a little bit more money in here than I should. Just be aware of that
Am I
possibility.
receiving a checkbook of some sort so that I can keep track of mine?
Checkbook?
Yes,
You mean-
something to that effect.
Yeah, I can get that for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be per se a checkbook, but it would
You know
be
what I mean?
Yeah.
I need something so I know.
registered. That's what they call it.
Okay.
Is this something you're talking about?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want a couple of these? Or, because these are kind of thin these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to be.
They ain't got
Yeah,
no
they-
sleeve for it or nothing. She got the leather sleeve on her.
We do have, it's not leather, it's plastic, but we do have a sleeve.
Work for me.
Yeah, so there's 3 of them for you.
Thanks.
Uh-huh. Okay. Here's your IDs back as well, and we'll just need to jump up to the teller line to make that opening deposit. Although first we do need to pin your debit card.
Can we spread this puppy?
Yeah. I'll take care of that
That's
for
the
you.
old one.
Yeah. You could really quick as well, we'll just pin that card. So anything between 4 and 6 digits, you'll just choose a pin number for it. They'll have you enter that in twice. Would you like me to give you a call in about a week, make sure that debit card arrived to you and everything's working well with that account? Okay. Let me make sure we have the correct account information, or contact information. You still at 520-213-1329? And what time, I'll give you a call, let's say a week from tomorrow. What time of day is best for you?
You can try about noon.
Okay. All right, so we'll do April 11th and noon.
And this new card is gonna have a chip on it too, right?
Yeah.
Was that your bill? You wanna stop by McDonald's and get a breakfast sandwich?
All right. So, Camille, is there anything else you'd like to discuss today? Anything about credit or anything like that? I know you did
No,
talk about credit
actually,
salaries.
no, I actually
Little
fixed
bit.
it.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty good.
Okay. Sounds good. So we're gonna go through that line and opening deposit. Okay. Stay low. That way a little bit. Yeah. So that would be east.
Isn't there a Wells Fargo somewhere on 130th? and
Third
State
state line.
Line? But I'll tell you.
Yeah, so go ahead and just give that card a swipe real quick to pull everything up. She will need to see that ID for the opening deposit, but definitely get it taken care of for you. We just have a checking account to deposit into today. All right, well, Comedia, Courtney's gonna get you taken care of. Is there any other questions, concerns, anything like that that we need to look into today? No? All right, well, she'll get you taken care of. All right, have a wonderful day.
Okay.
Alright, how much are we putting in today?
225.
You wanna go ahead and confirm the amount? Well. And that's just if you want a receipt for it. You got a big day ahead of you. At least you're getting taken care of. You're doing it.
Yeah, my daughter they come up till 4 o'clock in the morning like last night. Yeah. It's the beauty of having your own business. It is. It's a drag. It's a good thing and a bad thing, but thank you.
The system is doing your part.
Okay, y'all. So y'all seen the typical banker bullshit. This particular banker was on some sneak shit. I don't like that shit. So everything that this man told me about my inquiries on my account, I'm going to look into that, definitely. Most banks do hard inquiries, so for the most part, I really believe the fucker was lying. When you open up any type of account with a bank, it's usually a hard inquiry, and they'll usually tell you that it's a soft one. But once you look at your credit report, it's usually a hard inquiry. And hard inquiries take up to 12 points from your credit score. So you have to check behind these lying motherfuckers. He stood right in my face and lied. Well, he didn't lie, but he played some sneaky shit. So as far as I know, is all he did. But that's enough not to be trustworthy in my book. All right, guys. See you later.